We got the squad in the building. We got Jay, Kels, Nisa in the mother flipping building. What's good, y'all?
What's going on, man? Living life, loving life, everything
Everything's
possible about
good.
it.
I feel like we're in sync right now. We look like a team as a unit. Everyone understood to wear Pittsburgh colors, but
That's crazy.
somewhat. It's all right. They swear they don't like Pittsburgh, but look at them now.
I don't
Nah, I
support them,
thought
man.
Jay was Latin King real quick. I told you he was
Oh
Dominican. I didn't
my
know Dominicans
god,
was doing all
Yo,
bro.
that.
Oh my god, bro. I used to get hit with that shit all the time in high school and middle
what do
school.
you
That
tell
shit was the
people? Yes
weirdest
or
thing.
no?
I tell them I'm not affiliated and I'm not Spanish. You know what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying?
He came into the conversation. He said "Amor de Rey." I was like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
Jay, relax.
Hey man, you can't put that energy out there, man. You know I'm susceptible to catching that shit.
You stupid, you silly man." But yeah, it's good to
Yeah,
see y'all. It's been a little while. We need
yeah,
to talk about some real talk first, man.
for
We
sure,
need to
man.
talk about this Donda and Certified Lover Boy shit to get it out the way. You feel me? Because
Have to, man. This is gonna be a majority of the chunk of combo because this is a long overdue battle between two very prominent artists in the game. So there's a lot of controversy, a lot of feelings that are associated with both of the albums. I mean, I actually want to hear what y'all got to say first, though. Just from your perspective. So, Neezy, why don't you start it off, man? Tell me exactly how Certified Lover Boy and Donda fit in your category. Which one is the more listened to project? You know what I'm saying?
So for me, I felt like when they first dropped, like when finally Drake dropped,
Yeah.
I I personally liked Donda better. When it first dropped, I was like,
Respected.
nah. I like the roll. Like honestly, the rollout was worth it from what I got from Drake because it wasn't what I wanted nor what I expected. But
Hmm.
now, fast forward, I don't really know because I honestly find myself going back to more of Drake's songs, but it's also only when I'm in the gym for certain stuff or like if
Okay.
I'm on my way going out or going somewhere, I throw
Hmm.
on Drake shit. So it's like I don't know where I'm really at right now. But at the first drop, I definitely thought Donda was a way better rollout, much better quality song lineup, like
Yeah. It was just
features.
yeah. So do you believe like the artists are comparable? That's the big question I want to start off with that being like, do you
Um,
believe like these two are actually comparable when it comes to the genres they
the
set
style
in
of music,
and just everything? Because
no.
yeah, I
I
agree. I
think
just think
that
yeah,
the only reason why they're being compared right now is their level of stardom in music. Like them supposed to be trendsetters and like they're always number one and people always listening to them and
hmm,
blah blah blah.
just
That's where
based
they
off of the
fit in with
evidence.
with like competition. And I feel like that's how every popular artist, when they have an album drop near another popular artist, it's always that argument like what you gonna listen to more, what's gonna be better. And it's because those are the type of artists that people listen to nonstop once they drop something. So it's
Mhm.
like, who am I choosing to throw on my playlist more? It's more of that
Yeah,
type of argument versus their actual, like, I guess, I don't know, song mix up type of thing. Cause they don't really fall in the same category. Maybe on certain songs, they've definitely made songs in the same type of category, but the genre of music from Donda to Certified Lover Boy doesn't pair up at all.
I
Listen,
can
they do it to
respect that.
themselves, bro, with that bullshit ass fake beef that they have going
Yeah,
back and
like
forth.
why you, but
Yeah,
it's all because of stardom. It's all who
Just
got better numbers, who are people listening to more, who's making more money right now. It's that type of argument. It's never who's really musically more talented. It's who has a better talent to catch people's ears at the time.
But
you
it's
know, I
mad annoying because
mhm,
it's like both of them, right? They both feed into this shit. They'll be cool, they'll work together, and then they won't be cool. It keeps on being hot and cold with
yeah,
both of them. So when the albums are dropping, and then you had Todd Rundgren, who's a this rock artist from back in the day, very dope. He had some classics out there. Apparently, he was supposed to work on Donda and regular shit. Kanye, just fucking around, not putting any of his shit out there. So he told the people exactly how he felt. He was like, "Yo, the reason why you hear Donda the way it sounds now is because he wanted to rush that shit out, just because he wanted to get it out before Drake." You feel me? So just them going back and forth affects the quality of the product. Because when Donda dropped, I was happy it was out. but I was very vocal in saying I was a big fan of certain mixes and productions that they did on like
that
the
they cut out.
Benz listening that they switched up for the official release, and I'll get into that later, like the specifics in my opinion. But like just the fact that this guy is affecting the music that you're dropping, especially with the album being under your mom's name, being something that you brought so many people together that you want to make this grand album, and that is kind of what it is. But this whole shit kind of diluted it for me, the release and everything. So it is what
just
it is.
the way it
Certified
was
Lover
released.
Boy,
Okay.
yeah, and then Certified Lover Boy, Drake doing his own thing, waiting literally to a couple days before to drop individual billboards in each of the artists' city to let their people know that they're artists.
That was fire. That was fire.
Yeah.
Like I
The
feel
rollout
like Drake,
was simple, but it did well.
No,
Yeah, Drake did
that
his
was
own
like
shit.
it was simple but not simple. It was like simple but I got money type of simple.
Yeah.
Like
Because
every
that
city,
is
you got a billboard in every
Super
city. That's a flex. Like
super flex.
It's a smart rollout.
simple
rather
flex.
than
Like
doing big,
this is light.
listening.
This is what I'm gonna do. But people gonna notice because what do people do? Notice like a bitch. Like
That's true. I
it's a
mean,
marketing tactic. They're both honest.
well, I mean, you said what?
I said Nisa froze on us, but go, Jet.
Yeah. So I mean, how I look at it is, I was on the agreement that the two are, in a sense, not really comparable. I mean, everything is based off of our reference points, correct? Where we reference the beginning of the Kanye West era when we got into everything, and then when Drake started, where we're our reference point from him. So it's like catering to two different dynamics. I mean, we were all kind of mushed into the same category because I mean, going back and listening to all their old hits and listening to like Hey Mama. When I listen to that shit and then just think about like the whole concept of Donda and everything, like a lot of my if I'm listening to something that's more feeling derived and it's has more depth and a lot more content, I'm definitely putting Donda on the higher tier list because to me, in a personal opinion, I think Certified Lover Boy is a mixtape. I don't think it's an album. I think it was more of a parody than it was a constructed art or like masterpiece of what Drake is given to us. So
you call his album a parody?
Yeah, it literally like way too sexy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. They can
like,
make a video parody, like all the music
yeah. I didn't even get to see the video yet, but from what I've seen through certain things, I don't want to like break down every single song on there because honestly, there's probably a solid 5 maybe songs on Certified Lover Boy that I could just bum off of, and I definitely agreed. It's more of a his songs are something that you can just use on an everyday basis because
like a feel good.
Yeah, so like his very first song, I believe it's I forget the name of it, but that's something I would use in the Champagne Poetry, and then I use Fair Trade when I'm in the gym, and then I can I wasn't too much of a fan of certain songs. I mean, and it's funny too because certain individuals that he had on his features actually ended up dropping an album within the same week as well. So like Seba, is that or yeah? So she ended up dropping, I believe, and who's the other one that he had as a feature ended up dropping as well. So it was just like, marketing strategy and everything like that. Very smart. And just, he just kept all his features that were already, prominent. He didn't imagine if he had brought Vori on with the vocals and everything and actually constructed like a heartful piece. Honestly, I just thought it was more so a parody. It was a mixtape. I don't think it was like a really sought out masterpiece. Like he sat down and was really going at it and everything. I just felt like it was a whole bunch of singles that he could have just left as singles, mashed it together.
100%.
Certified Lover Boy. And then he gave us like this artwork that I get it, but I don't get it. It's
no, the artwork was trash.
Sense. Yeah, and I was just like, but then again, when you go to Donda, it's just black. And it's the funny part about it. Like if I'm being honest, I'd rather just this. I got a lot more emotion from something that's just an entire one solid color than I did with a bunch of emojis, which I don't care about. You know what I'm saying? Because Kanye West went abroad. Sorry if I'm going off on a tangent. Kanye West went abroad. He went to, I don't know if he went to Belgium or he went to some Eastern country.
Yeah,
Belgium, right? So he was trying to find a piece of inspiration. And honestly, within the art world, somebody can paint something solid black and there's so much associated with nothingness in a sense. And just given that, because there's nothing he could really put as a concept for Donda. And the only reason why I believe there's so much more sales and everything that accumulate to Drake's, not only just it's Drake, it's because it's an everyday use of music. If you're in a sense where you want something with depth, you want to feel something, Donda is definitely going to be that for you. Like, who's there when I need somebody to lean on? Who's like when he was using it was a Jonah, right? I believe on Donda.
The Vori joint, yeah, Jonah.
That song, I swear, like I can't listen to it all the time because it's very touching. Even though sometimes I felt like it was the album was Donda featuring Kanye. If that makes sense. Because all his features really carried it. Yeah. So that's why it's like a battle of the two tiers. And if I'm being honest, as far as like production, as far as like depth, well thought out pieces of certain individuals that make that whole collection, Donda has it for me. If I'm being honest, the more everyday listen to, just because it's just Drake and that's our reference point. Like, we can always go back to an album. We can listen to Take Care. We can listen to Scorpion. It's all because it's like a compilation of all these, like a plethora of moods. I mean, Kanye West is too deep to be listened to almost like on repeat every day. But I mean, granted, there's like some diehard Kanye West fans that would disagree, who are just going to be like, nah, bro, I can play this and this. I'm like, yeah, bro, I understand that.
Yeah, they're doing too much.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not disputing the fact that you don't listen to your favorite artist every day. It's just like I'm on a depth. I'm a person on emotion. I play my emotion off my songs. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with an everyday feel good, like just something that's just neutral. It's lit. It's not too overdoing it, and it's just, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to feel too deep, but at the same time, I'm getting the substance I need from it. So Drake is gonna do that. Well, if I need something with depth and I need that creativity, I need that like Don is gonna do it for me, because I have such a reference point. So it's kind of hard to put those two in the same category.
Yeah,
I definitely think Donda was deeper. It doesn't make sense to compare it because it's like R&B versus rap.
Yeah.
Or like soul versus with jazz could be arguable. It's close enough, but not the same thing. Because jazz can be very happy, soulful can be really happy, but jazz could be sad, soulful could be sad. If it makes sense.
I mean, it's
same
like
type of artist, different type
people do. It's just what people do to anything, you know what I mean? When they pit female rappers together because they're female rappers, people just do
Rookie versus a legend.
It's like the easy hanging fruit or the low hanging fruit. But Jay brought up a good point with Donda, where like I'll listen to it and I'll have certain key ones that I go back to, whether it's like Off the Grid or something like that. But there are songs on there that I don't listen to all the time, but I've listened to them since, the first listenings and on, and I understand like how dope they are, that I don't have to listen to them every day. Like No Child Left Behind.
Exactly. Thank you.
They're beautiful pieces of music. The Come to Life joint, the one that he debuted when it dropped.
I like Lord, I Need You.
Lord, I Need You.
That was beautiful for me. That's my favorite off of the entire album. Exactly. I listen to that once a day. I will say that song I always go back to, and I don't know why, but I really, really like it. It like does something for me.
Yeah, Jonah is the one that sets off. But yeah, go ahead.
That goes to say, just because the music is great doesn't mean we have to listen to it all the time. We appreciate it for what it is. You feel me?
Exactly.
As opposed to with Drake's, I kind of wondered what lane he was going to be with this album. So when he dropped, it's more the same shit that we've heard from Drake, which is cool. You feel me? Like we expect Drake to do Drake. Like people made a big deal because Donda did however many 300,000, and then Certified Lover Boy did 600,000, whatever, first week, right?
Yeah.
But it's all shit that we've kind of expected from Drake. You knew he was going to do the R&B. We knew he was going to rap. He had the timestamp joint on there that he was going to go crazy on. He was going to throw shots at Kanye. All this shit we knew was going to happen. I didn't hear anything on there that made me be like, you know what? Drake has grown as an artist on this album. You feel me?
Thank you. It was the same washed out substance. Yeah,
but the thing is, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because Drake is Drake. That's what Drake does. You feel me? Maybe he's not in that mode right now. He's had a fucking heart etched into his fucking here for the past year and change. I don't expect him to give us some like life change and shit. We all knew that he wanted to, touch the people for so long. You feel me?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still felt that Kanye, no matter when he drops or what he drops, he's slowly but surely giving you something new. And it may be at the detriment of, us, the people or the people he works with, because you always hear behind the scenes about how much of an asshole he is or the bullshit that he does. But for whatever reason, whenever he drops the music, man, like you go back to when we first discussed this way back and we were wondering what kind of vibe he was going to be in. It's exactly that. He merged the gospel with the rap. And I thought it was very dope to have all these different artists on there, these rappers on there rapping their asses off. They doing their curses, but then you release just a clean portion. You feel me? I
just
thought that was dope.
Yeah, it was smart. And it still did phenomenal numbers for something that's not explicit, not giving you that, oh, I need to hear I need to hear
I didn't even
F-bombs.
realize that.
Yeah, it's funny because as I downloaded
So that's how smooth it is.
Yeah, I went back to see if they did drop an explicit just to see if like he would break the standard. You know what I'm saying? And to my surprise, I go back and I didn't see anything that has changed, and he just stayed true to the character that he wanted to represent. And the merging of the gospel and the rap. I mean, honestly, my expectations of the album, basically, in a sense, have been met. I kind of got that a little bit of the 808 feels. You know what I'm saying? We got the Cudi vocals. We definitely got more homage to Vori. We spoke on Vori so many times, and that.
No, because he's a great coming out artist. Like
exactly, and I mean, give the man the flowers, and that's essentially what's going on.
It's hard to.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just saying it's hard for new artists to really come out and shock us to where they're like, no, that's going to be a great artist. That's going to be somebody we're going to be listening to for years going on. So yes, give him his flowers.
Yeah. And Drake, I'm not going to hold you. He's done that phenomenally. What's so funny? Drake, he's very smart, and that's an understatement only because, certain things that, all right, no friends in the industry. Let me start with that. There's a flow on there. I believe it's his first verse when he kind of has that like low tone kind of. Yeah, and it was where that flow stemmed from, and this is it's people might not make a correlation now. Yes, but you know what?
He's a chameleon. That nigga know how to blend.
Right. He signed Smiley. He signed Smiley. That's where the conversation came from. Smiley.
Yeah, and did you listen to the song he dropped?
No, I don't listen to Smiley. I no, that shit to me. But the thing is like I know what Drake's doing because he heard a sound that was like, oh shit. And when no friends in the industry, when he started doing that, I was like, bro, that sounds like Smiley, but Drake just did it better. And that's the thing is like,
honestly, Drake just did it better.
He just did it way better. And I'm like, all right, so you signed him. I'm not looking at him as the most anticipated person on OVO. Like, nah, I'm good. Smiley, you know what I'm saying? I have my personal preferences. Smiley don't do it for me. I was just like, yo, this nigga raps like he's
retarded.
Like, for lack of better words, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to use.
He just raps like he's slow. Like,
like he
reads words like there is a car in the way.
Like he's blushing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but he raps like he's blushing, and it just makes me feel
weird.
Weird.
See you rap like you're blushing?
I can't even rap. No, I can't.
Listen to Smiley, apparently.
Yes, just look at him when he raps too. I mean, the smile is a blush, bro. Like the man's like, shout out to him if he's doing his thing. I don't want to sound like I'm coming off as a hater, but he's just not my preferred sound, and Drake capitalized on it. But I say that to say is because I just said Kanye West is giving Vori his flowers in a sense, just putting him more around projects, and that's a very big project to be put on and a lot of listeners. And then we have I'm probably gonna butcher the name. I want you to correct me, Kelly. Is it Seba?
Yeba.
Yeba. Excuse me. I keep saying Seba. Yeba. So not many people knew about her. I didn't know about her. Maybe I've heard a project but never associated the name with it. And then now I'm looking her up, and I just like the sound. It kind of gave me like the WizKid sound, you know what I'm saying, but a female version in a sense.
Mm-hmm. And she's super dope. She came up with Chance the Rapper a couple years ago. I think that was like her first time really getting on the scene, like when it comes to rap, at least.
Yeah,
she's Jamaican, right? Which one's the Jamaican girl that was featured on it?
Tim's. She's not Jamaican though.
No. I got you. Hold on.
Thames
It's
is
definitely
from,
no. It's not her.
from Nigeria.
Oh, is she Nigerian?
Thames is
Yeah,
Nigerian.
she did have like the
That
Afro
might be.
kind of. Yeah.
No, that's not who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm lost.
You must be talking about Yeba then, because Yeba's the only other like female, at least that I.
Yeah, but it's a thick. Girl, she's
thick
Jamaican. She's definitely Jamaican.
Oh no, I
I don't know.
probably
You
haven't
look
heard
it up
this
because I don't
one.
know what you're talking about.
I am.
But listen, by the way, we called Vori a long time ago. Yeah, I'm glad you're on the Vori Hive now. Everybody listening who wasn't on the Hive, you feel me?
Yes, sir, man. Flowers.
Very, very excited. We'll talk about this later. Meek's new album's coming out in
Yes,
2
indeed.
weeks.
That's
Vori,
tough.
of course, is going to be on there. Vori dropped like a picture of his track list. He's supposed to be dropping like an EP soon, so I'm looking forward to that.
There's
But
indeed.
you mentioned like Drake taking other people's flows, like the Infinity Stones, and adding them to the Gauntlet. You feel me? Like you can say the same thing for Kanye. You feel me? Kanye got Casey in the building. He has so many people behind him, and I understand it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And when Off the Grid dropped on this album, keep in mind that last Kanye verse wasn't on there previously. You know what I mean? So when I'm listening and Fabio come and then Kanye pull up and he start flowing crazy on the drill beat, that shit boosts him on.
Oh, 100%, bro. 100%.
But that's exactly what it is, man. He got a lot of people behind that machine, you know?
Yes,
so
that's
how much
true.
credit I give him, I don't know, but it sounded good. It sounded very good.
I found the girl.
Yeah, so go ahead. Give us the information.
Senseiya.
Oh,
She was on Okay. Pierce. No, I was talking about Donda.
Oh, we was talking about Certified.
I know. I got that.
Planet. But yeah, Sincere. She's super dope. I'm glad she got that look.
Of course, you know.
She's been bubbling for a little bit for the past couple of years. She's young too. I think she's like 23, 24.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, bitch, I'm 26.
You're not young no more. Sorry.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And my birthday coming up, man. I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, see.
I want to think about it, man. You know, when you get older.
That was a very good addition. Even though they added her verse, I think it was to the OK joint with Yachty added her verse, but she had vocals on. Damn, what song was it?
She was on also Pure Souls and
Pure Souls. Her vocals at the end, because she be rapping, she vocalizes here and there, but she really got her shit off.
Didn't Ariana Grande get on Donda as well as some vocals, but not really credited or
no, that was
somebody else.
That was Yeba. No,
that was Yeba. You sure it wasn't Ariana?
Was it
Yeba? No, just like her.
The original was Ariana, but it wasn't her. It was someone else.
Oh wow, no, that voice! I was just like, oh shit. I don't know. I'll go car fact that later, but no, I mean, overall, great project for Donda. I just thought it was just another mixtape from Drake. I mean, there's some phenomenal songs. We can definitely just agree to disagree on certain halves, you know, just as the public will anyways. But if I'm going to say who I give my entirety to, like, I'm a person of whole, like, very, very heartfelt project. I love the whole experience, the entire, you know.
So we know your answer.
Yeah, you know, so I'll give it to Donda. I mean, I have to.
I mean, I think we all kind of do. He worked harder.
He did. I mean, not to say that we take it from Drake, because Drake worked undercover.
Longer rollout.
Yeah, but I just for the time of
length. Man did 3 concerts.
Yeah, but the time of length
it's apples and oranges. You know,
right? Yeah, agree to disagree.
Just because Kanye had, you know, multiple listening sessions and then he had mad people coming in and out and it took him mad long to drop doesn't mean they didn't put the same amount of effort and love into Drake shit. It just so happens that, you know, it served its purpose. You feel me? Like he sold the records. Like Jay, if you like, I thought that Way Too Sexy song was super corny when I first heard it. I skipped it, and in the video,
I listen to that shit at the gym all the time. Like,
bro, watching the video adds to like the overall feel of the song because you understand what he's doing. You mentioned it earlier about like being a parody. Drake's in that lane now that he could have fun now. You could tell that they were having fun with that shit, and that's exactly what it is. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. going through that whole song, like after Drake did his verse in Future, I kind of got tired of the song because I'm like, damn, it's still going on. And
You
then
wasn't feeling too sexy?
not really. I mean,
I
I'm
think
a jam. I'm
Future was
always
a
feeling sexy,
perfect
bro.
person
Come
to
on,
put on
man.
that
Yeah.
song.
And I
Like-
mean, Future and Drake hit regardless together. They're like
They do.
that's two gold chains on your neck. You feel me? It's like they're very much they complement each other. They definitely do. I'm not to say Young Thug doesn't compliment anybody's album. I mean, he always does phenomenal on everything. You know, I actually kind of yeah. Go ahead.
Jay, they dropped the whole album. You feel me? Like you already know
Yeah.
that. like they got whenever
Diamonds
they get
Dancing.
together. Actually, at first, bro, I think it's the Into Deep joint. I wasn't a fan of it when I first heard it, but
Yeah.
then when the beat switches and the whole vibe comes together, I'm like, okay, I see it, I sees it, I
Mhm.
understands it,
Yeah.
I like it. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
I like when Drake kind of do like the little island beat things, but I don't like
Yeah.
to listen to Drake. I like the Future. So that song has been on repeat just because, you know, I like that little island thing. But
I think he has some enjoyable songs on the album. I don't think it was bad. I think I grew to like his album more than I had to really grow to like Donda. But honestly, some of the songs throughout the time of the live listening, y'all knew I wasn't like crazy about. And when the first live listening, I was like, I'm not gonna really care for this album. It took to the last one that I really like was like, or was it the second one that I really was
I
like,
think it's the
okay,
second
this is fire. The final drop, I was like, okay, I could fuck with it. And there was some key songs that I'm like, okay, this really got me in my feelings. Anything that can get me in my feelings is something is like a album that I'm gonna remember because it put me in a state of mind. And then with Drake, exactly. With Drake, I wanted R&B so bad, like a full R&B album, that I was just like kind of disappointed. So I think that's what really cut me off. But then now that I listen to it, like having random songs I could put on a daily playlist, being able to go out or being able to go to the gym and listen to something that puts me in a mood, it does it for me, you know? So like, I won't say one is better than the other, but I will say I automatically went to Donda because I felt like to me, it just was more sentimental. So at that point, I'm like, okay, that's what I want to hear. And that's what I was kind of more excited to get because we were like, okay, we really want to, this is the Kanye we want to hear or something different we want to experience. Whereas with Drake, I was like, really? Okay. And
she froze again. We'll get her back in a second, but
yes, indeed. I didn't.
She brings up a good point. That's a good point.
She does. It is, and you know, I mean, I'll probably end my diaspora on this with just saying, I didn't get certified lover boy vibes out of the entire thing. I just kind of got, you know what I'm saying? I got Drake. I didn't get like the connotation of certified lover boy. I didn't really get too much of like your like Donda. You know what I'm saying? Like your mother in it. Like I was thinking like he's gonna have something that complimented Hey Mama or something like just. I mean, granted, he did end up rapping about his mom in there. He did. And I got more so of the title versus the other title. It's a mixtape album.
I think it was just the artwork was what really made us be like, okay, this is about to be petty.
That's my piece on that.
But isn't it funny that we said on this podcast like a couple episodes ago too that Kanye shit was gonna be like a Kim Come Back to Me album, and that's fake. Exactly what happened.
Yeah, literally.
You see this shit? Like that Come to Life joint that he added at the end. That's literally like Kim K up, and it's a beautiful song. And I got tight at. Did you guys hear the Andre 3K joint?
Yes, the one where that was jacked up. Because
was that from that link?
Yeah. Yes, it was the link.
Yeah. I did listen to it.
He didn't. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna take this. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just saying.
No, because Kelly brought it up, but I know exactly where he's gonna go. But I want him to go ahead and share that information with the people.
Well, now I wanted to get your opinion on it because when the Drake quote unquote leaked this shit on OVO Sound Radio before or after the album drop, with the whole Drake dissing it and all that, I thought that shit was super corny of Kanye because 3K bodied that shit, bro. 3K.
Oh, I know, it ruined the song, honestly. It really ruined the song.
About his moms, talking about even Kanye's moms on there getting really, really intimate on his verse, and we don't hear 3K often, of course. So it's like
No, we
whenever he
don't.
comes up, it's beautiful. And this was one of those. And then Kanye gonna come up instead of staying on par with him, he's gonna diss Drake on the track. It's just like, all right, now you're putting 3K in a weird position where he had to come out and address the situation.
Yep.
And then other people were saying before that Kanye had a different verse, and then after the fact, we heard a little bit of it. We didn't, at least I don't think we got the full verse, and it sounded dope. He stayed on the same, like talking about mama trope and shit like that, but he completely switched it up. And that shit got me tight, bro. It's just like, yo, this could have been like a beautiful song and a great addition. I feel like if the song dropped, the instrumental, the beat is fire, 3K's versus fire, Kanye, it sounded like what he wanted to do on there, talking about his moms, would have been dope. I think that would have added it even more, you feel me? But just the fact that he wanted to be petty, once again, going back to the beginning of our conversation, worrying about Drake too much, bro. Like, why would you even think that this is the best use of this verse at the time on this Andre 3K track? Like, it doesn't make
what's so
sense
funny?
to me.
On like the prominence that Andre 3K has, you know what I'm saying? Like when you have a song, and it's funny because we're gonna transition into something off of this because like the features that Andre has is immaculate. And, you know, just the presence of this phenomenal artist and just everything from when we first heard him till now, like whenever you put him on a song, it's going to be a banger. It's going to be something they're like, holy shit, like Andre.
He's a feature artist for me.
Like, and he's like one of those really, how I look at it in a category of like hard hitting features is like, let's say Ty Dolla $ign. He gets on a song with you and the vocals he does, and he knows how to rap too. He just brings the whole song to a new ante. So you put Andre 3K on something, they're like, bro, let's tap in, like let's hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? So he took it upon himself because you know how the mind of Kanye works. One moment it's really the song is just set in stone, and then he gets into this like these episodes where he's like, nah, you know what? This is the best person to do this shit with, and
apparently I guess he's GD now and shit.
Which I don't know if he means I'm God up because I'm trying not to keep this thing all like, you know what I'm saying? But apparently he is. Yeah, it is. It's just whack. But, you know, to transition into somebody who utilizes the perfect ability Andre 3K has is Frank Ocean.
I literally was thinking of Pink Matter the entire time that you were like with a song that went from like here to here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andre was the perfect person to have on that song, like period. But Frank is great by himself. Just the idea for that to be the person that's on the feature for that song was just perfect.
But that's what got me tight the most about it. Like, it wasn't just about Kanye's verse or the way it dropped, right? It's just the fact that, you know, 3K was on a podcast with Rick Rubin like a couple months ago. It was probably last year, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
But he was basically explaining how he feels about releasing music and just the fact that where he's at in his career, it doesn't matter what he does, it's going to be critiqued, it's going to be broken down. People want to jump on it ASAP, where he's like, yo, I just want you guys to live with this. You feel me? Like, you guys are just doing too much. So that's why he lost his confidence, and that's why he doesn't release as much music anymore. So just the fact that Kanye got that look and 3K got on it and all this bullshit happened behind it, and the song's still not out officially. Like, I can imagine 3K is like, yo, this is why I don't even do this shit no more. You feel me?
Such a deprivation of his work.
Like, this is supposed to be something that, you know, I'm getting this off my chest, and that's exactly what he was doing. It was beautiful, and then it gets completely torn to the side. But, you know, as you said, the transition, that Pink Matter is a perfect example because, you know, these are two artists that have emotion, that really believe in, you know, whatever music that they're making in the moment. So I think that was the perfect compliment, especially the fact that 3K was learning how to play guitar for that Jimi Hendrix role and shit. So he actually played guitar at the end of that track, and I thought that was like just
fire.
It's beautiful.
That was
perfect.
I'm just Frank, anticipating.
Frank, you already know he's been dropping here and there like a track or two, a little freestyle for the past, you know, 5 years and shit, or however long it's been.
His little sprinkle.
Yeah, just like this, just a little bit every year.
Just a little something so he can people can
But
remember who the
I
fuck
mean,
he is.
granted, he did have a life-changing event, the passing of his brother. I mean, we never knew what where he was going with all the music. I remember those things like in my room and everything, there was a specific picture per each, single, and I thought it was
Yeah.
all going to be kind of a compilation into something. But unfortunately, that kind of derailed with the passing of his brother. So, it's good to see that Frank is back to posting now. I started to see a lot more stories getting posted. He just made an appearance at the Met Gala with this doll that's automated, which
It looked
I
like
it
Shrek.
was yeah, in a sense, but I loved it because he before the Met Gala, before all of that, you seen that in his story and his posts and stuff, and I'm like, yo, I
The little
like where he's
Shrek.
going with this. Well, like the doll, like I just like the creative output because to me that kind of reminded me of Cause. You know what I'm saying? Like these figurines, these things that are it's still a part of fashion. If you put a belt on it and wore it, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make
Yeah.
it in the New York Fashion Week, or you never know, it can go out to Paris and it'd be part of that Paris Fashion Week and stuff like that. I mean, I love the entirety of it. I loved Kid Cudi's outfit and everything. I mean, granted, I'm not into skirts and shit like that, but I mean,
You don't want
the
to wear
content.
blush? You don't want to wear
I'm
blush and shit?
no, I'm all right, man. I like my skin the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I look like
You do have nice skin.
yeah, I appreciate you. Hygiene and drinking a lot of water and exfoliating. I'm trying that Pharrell shit, but I don't know.
Yo, I
He
need
doesn't.
that.
Yeah, I mean, not his
Green
actual
shit? The
products
human
yet,
race
but
shit?
no, they sold out when I tried to get it, to be honest. But I'm just saying, like,
Jay said I was already on it.
yeah, I tried to get on it, but he just said, like, when Travis Scott asked him, he's like, man, I gotta ask, like, how the fuck do you look so young? And excuse my language, and he was just like, yo, cold water, exfoliate, drink water, bro. I
Literally.
Like
drink
real
gallons
calm
of
about it. Like your skin
yeah.
is
He's
perfect, and
immaculate.
you look 20 years younger than how old you are. Maybe not 20, but
He's ageless.
for sure.
Certain individuals out there are ageless, and
How old is
and
he?
with
45?
I think so. He's like what,
He's up there.
46?
Yeah, he's
Definitely
like
up
yeah,
there.
he's like 45, 46.
Yeah, he's just
So
backwards. It just works differently. It's so
he
crazy.
looks 23.
Yeah, and
So I would love to hear you mentioned Pharrell,
mhm.
the a Neptune's Frank Ocean collaboration, because
Oh my God, I
they
was
had
just about
Sweet
to say
Life.
that.
I think just Pharrell did Sweet Life on Channel Orange. I think it was just him. But you see a resurgence of the Neptunes, where of course Chad and Pharrell producing for Snow Allegra and everybody else. So I would love to see the reunion of that. But just having Chad in there as well, I think that'll be dope. I was really happy when Frank came out with like that post a couple months ago, and people were like, "Oh, new Frank Ocean music," but then they
The
found
T.
out that it was more towards his fashion. You know what I mean? He's dropping this whole brand called Homer, and he has jewelry, like super high end shit. They opened a like a marquee store downtown in New York. But I was super
Tough.
happy because I already knew this means that number one, Frank Ocean is back. We're gonna see him more in the public eye, like Jay said earlier. And also, you already know he's been working on shit slowly but surely. So I already knew we were gonna eventually get to rollout time. And now apparently, what we've been alluding to that we haven't said is that there's reports that he's basically finished with an album and he's kind of shopping it around to different labels to get a proper landing place and then go from there. So it seems like we're getting closer and closer to hearing some brand new Frank Ocean music.
I can't
and
wait.
I'm super excited. Yeah.
I can't wait. Y'all already know, man. I've been pushing this topic for a long time, as many times as I can, because I mean, shit, I even got Frank Ocean on the wall, man. Like a lot of his music.
Let me see your poster.
I ain't gonna show all of that yet. But I mean, I even got Kanye West, because my reference point with everything and Kid Cudi and shit. So it's just like Frank Ocean's music. Yeah, aside from everyone's connotation of sexuality and shit like that. I don't know why that's always a topic for people when it comes to artists. But if you just completely neglect and just put that out of the diaspora of his music, like a lot of his
that's
things
weird
are,
to me, bro.
It's super weird. I mean, granted, you got somebody like James Blake who's redoing Godspeed. Have you heard James Blake when he did Godspeed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fucking gosh! If you people have like bro, that shit was amazing. And it did the song so much justice. And, you know, shout out to James Blake because he's another phenomenal artist. And we've talked about him before on the podcast, but, you know, he deserves a lot more flowers than he gets right now. He's a phenomenal artist. So I'm very excited to see where they're going. Another anticipated person. I want to drop music. I want them to drop music, but, you know, I'm not going to be too selfish, even though it's been a minute. Rocky and fucking Rihanna, like, we need something.
I literally was about to bring up Rihanna when we talked about how Frank sprinkles in and then he got into fashion. They're literally like male and female versions of like what they're doing. Not exactly the artist, but just what they're doing. Little sprinkles, like she did like a little teaser. She might have did a little something on people's song or made special appearances, but she's very big into just focusing on her line, her clothing line and her brand and her makeup line, that type of stuff. You don't really like, we don't know if an album's coming, but remember when there was a point where we're like, okay, Rihanna's going to get ready to drop and she didn't at all. She just dropped more clothes. That's how I feel. But maybe this year coming 2022, not 2021, because I don't see us really getting anything from her within this time. But maybe next year she might drop a song or two, maybe an EP.
I hope so.
I hope, but she might be done with music.
I don't want to say that.
She was working on. They said number one the first time they said it was like a more reggae inspired album, and then they flipped it and said that apparently the Neptunes were working on it, like a good bulk of it. I'm not gonna say the whole thing,
but that's when we heard
I'm
that.
pretty sure there's music, but she's just
that was forever ago. Though.
I feel like the last thing we've heard from her was like "Believe It," the Party Next Door joint. Just made me believe it. I can't think of anything else since then that Rihanna has been on, and that was pandemic time. That was last year. You know what I mean? And then Rocky's been dropping little verses here and there. He just had a verse on Yebba's album, actually.
Yeah, I actually heard that one. He at the end of the verse, it was like, "Yo, getting lost in translation and all that." I was like, "It's a little too much." But the end part of it, I was like, "Slide it, But you know,
it is what it is.
I still want them. But I mean, shit, I could settle with it as long as Frank drops. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be like homage to feelings. You know what I'm saying? I really need something new. I need the old to drop. Honestly, I want Brent Faiyaz to drop something new too.
He want to be in his feelings. That's it.
I mean, that's what Jay's saying, right?
The booty. He took the booty. What's it called?
Off. The booty curves off, man. I had to.
The booty curves off.
I had to clean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to change.
I said, my boy said, I'm gonna switch it up.
That's funny.
You know?
That's no more booty curtains for him.
Yo, what if Frank Ocean's album cover is gonna be that the booty pin?
The booty.
Jay's tuning in ASAP. Like, yo, I'm in. But yo, to say that on top of the music, every time he drops, there's some sort of theme behind it, or the rollout is super dope. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, you think of something like Endless that dropped right before Blonde did, and Endless still isn't on streaming platforms, no nothing. You feel me? You either got the rip and it's on your phone, or you got the vinyl, or whatever the case is. You feel me? And there's a lot of people I know right now that haven't even heard Endless, or maybe they've heard a couple songs. That is a beautiful record. It is a beautiful record.
What was the best song off of it was Jesus Christ.
I'm not gonna say like which one was like the best song or not, but Young Thug had the remix on one of them joints too that was super fire.
Yeah, that's the song I was
it Slide on Me?
Slide on Me was the best.
Slide on me,
yo, that song, I swear to God, bro.
Yo, have you heard that, Nisa?
No, I have not.
I'm gonna find an Endless link and I'm gonna send it to you, and I want you to listen.
Just send it in chat because I gotta listen to that then again.
Oh my God, because that joint is super fire. I don't think Young Thug was on the actual album. He dropped the remix after the fact with like Lens. I think Travis Scott jumped on Lens when Frank Ocean was doing this whole Apple Music rollout. You know what I mean? Remember when like Drake had OVO Sound Radio on Apple Music? Everybody had
Blonded Radio.
Yeah, Blonded Radio, which then went into GTA 5, which was fucking crazy.
Stupid.
You feel me? I say all that to say like a rollout of rollouts. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine though? Like you get an update on your favorite video game, right? And all of a sudden you just see like little hints to an album. Oh my fucking goodness. Like,
You
all
see,
the
like,
kids play
advertising
Fortnite
in
and
there.
shit. Yeah, and a lot of the grown folks play Call of Duty and they play Apex. So imagine you in there and
Not
there's
all the
just like,
grown folks.
well, most of the grown folks, because you know what I'm saying. Like, let's just say within our immediate generation,
Age
like
group.
we're on Apex, we're on Call of Duty. I don't know what other
Like
platform they can
just
play.
2K.
communication platforms, anything that people can talk to other adults.
Yeah, that's
Anybody
true.
else
I mean,
interested?
I
I
don't
mean, we
see
forgot to
Tinder.
mention too. We forgot to mention Tinder will be a Tinder rollout. Yo, why did Drake do that? Certified Lover Boy. Come
That
on,
would be
Drake.
fire. Like a Tinder
that.
rollout.
That would have been
Oh
weird,
man.
though.
But he
Then now
did.
you would know
He
niggas is on that.
he did a dope thing. He was on. He did the album release date on Sports Center. Remember that shit? You remember that?
Shit,
It was like a quick little thing, like a little transition on Sports
did?
Center.
oh yes, you
Drake.
did.
It
Yeah,
said
that shit was.
CLB, whenever
Yeah.
September 30th, whenever the fucking date was. And then it led to now, I think I don't remember whether it's Sports Center or like Monday Night Football or some shit. Now they have a deal where Drake is gonna kind of curate the music for one of these ESPN shows and broadcasts. So
That's
like
lit.
that's dope. You feel me?
Yeah.
But if he did some sort of Tinder shit, that would have been hard. Because
That would have
would've
been
been hard.
nobody would have thought of it. Like, yeah, certified lover boy, that makes sense to do like a Tinder rollout. Just
would've been
messaging
crazy.
random people. He would just get a handful of random people like he was doing to literally, or no, that was Kanye that was doing that. But whatever. If he would have did the same type of thing, like had Drewski get on Tinder and just start messaging people.
They could have worked something out, bro.
They could have
Kanye had
just,
Justin LeBoy. This dude could easily
yeah,
coulda
Justin
gotten
LeBoy, like
Drewski.
they could have just literally had
Yeah.
anybody
That,
do that.
that boy Drewski, man, that boy was 100% Donda. All of a sudden, certified lover boy too. Like,
Yo, and we'll
that
say
shit
this and
funny
we'll
as
wrap
fuck.
it up. But that video where he was at the that first listening session and Kanye's just standing in front of him, and Drewski's like, "You looking at me?"
Yeah, I was like, how he peep you out of? Well, then again, you a big fella, my boy. You can't be missed.
Yo, his face, he just like, "Me?
Yeah.
You looking at me?"
But Drewski's for the culture, man. Love that man.
Yeah, man. At first, I thought he was going to be another one of them corny comedians that we had for the past couple years. But there's a couple of them out there that I fuck with, and he's definitely one of them, man. But
yeah, he earns his flowers too. He came a long way.
We're talking about new music. Meek is just announced his shit like we said earlier, dropping in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to that. He's been flaming shit left and right, dog. Like it's
going back.
He's
to the
another
hood
one of those.
Force.
Remember what we were saying about Drake? Like, it's more of the same, but that's not a bad thing. I feel the same way
knows his
about
lane.
Meek because, but the thing about Meek, his main component is not only he can rap, the beats are fire, but he always talks about his pain. You feel me? He's always talking about what he's going through. So that's why it makes sense for Meek. You know what I mean? How much more can you give? He's always giving us exactly how it is to be from the trenches and to come up. You feel me? That's his whole story.
Yeah,
Drake,
you know who fucked? Yeah,
haven't really gotten that.
His Degrassi struggles.
Yeah, it's funny you say that too, because Polo G gives me like a more. Yeah, that's my boy. Like he gives us that, like, yo, this is what I go through. Like I ain't popping perks no more. You know, RIP to Juice and all this other stuff that he be.
It's
going
a big
through,
message,
so.
man. That it's major for artists like that to say exactly that. You feel me? Especially right now with this epidemic, we're losing so many people to fucking fentanyl. And all this shit.
Oh my gosh!
Just lost Michael K. Thomas the other week. You feel me?
It's so crazy.
It's sad, bro. It's super sad. So just the fact that you have, and especially Polo G, he young, bro. What is he, like we said earlier, like 23, some shit like that. He's super young. So
probably just broke. Yeah, crazy.
To be able to have that sort of mentality at that age, and you have the platform, and you're promoting that message, man. Nothing but love to that, man. But
for sure,
we're looking forward to a lot of good music coming out. We're gonna keep on listening to what's out right now. You already know the Donda shit. I mentioned before, don't let people get misconstrued that these are the only albums that are out now. There's so many other joints, man. Aaliyah's been re-released out here. They're still slowly but surely re-releasing all her shits. But we have like 3 new Aaliyah albums, you know what I mean, that were re-released for the first time on streaming. I'm still listening to that Ty Dolla and Division project. Like that EP was super fucking fire, man.
Family Ties.
I had another one in my head that I forgot. The Yebba joint.
What's her
Yebba
name?
Joint is on them.
Her.
She dropped too.
Baby
Her,
King,
yeah.
Baby
King.
Baby
King,
King,
did not talk
like-
about Baby King.
Yeah.
Damn. I
Shit.
think
Mm.
Jordan's going crazy. So what we're gonna do is
It's
I do
not
wanna
even
talk
Jordan.
about-
It's the other dog that I
Also-
got here. You see Shorty in the back?
What the hell?
Yeah, you ain't see them reaching in the toy box?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Whitey
Yeah, the dogs
Ford.
are reaching in the toy box.
But listen, I would love to talk Baby King, but let's save it for next week, given time. And I feel like all of us just to sit down and really chop it up. Jay, have you listened to it?
Did you
I
listen to
listened to
her
it.
at all?
I haven't
listened
gotten
to
to her, but I'm
Her
gonna get
shit
to her
is
right
fire.
after this. And
So
I-
we'll write this down.
yeah,
we'll write
we'll
this
say
down.
we'll bookmark this for the people. So we'll come
Y'all
back
need to
the
write
more.
down these albums that these artists were
got
shouting
you.
out so that you
Yeah.
can go listen to their albums, because it's not just Drake and Kanye right now. People do get lost. Like, it's honestly just the hype. If anything's on blowing up on social media, drama sells. So I feel like that's why people are paying attention to it, because everyone's claiming they have the best drop because they're arguing, but people are missing the actual music behind everything.
There's a lot
So
more
when-
substance outside of the
Right,
bullshit.
right.
Listen to it.
Exactly.
Big facts. That's big facts. So we coming to a close on this one. I wrote them down and I'll put them in the chat later. But episode 152, y'all been asking for it for a while, man. I'm glad that we got to actually sit down and really have this conversation. Baby King next week. We'll talk about her. We'll talk about some other new releases that are coming out or have already came out. The Tyler the Creator, Maxo Cream shit. I don't know if y'all heard that shit or seen
I
the
heard
video, but Tyler the Creator has been wilding out. So we're gonna talk about all that shit next week, episode 153. We're gonna holla at y'all. Hopefully, Nisa's dogs are gonna stop fighting by then. All right?
I won't have both dogs. I'm dog sitting. You guys know I love to dog sit. I'm dog sitting. The dog will be gone.
We love you for being the dog.
Don't hate on Jordan. Jordan likes to feature on our podcast.
I know. I love Jordan. I told you.
We'll give Jordan her shout out. We'll give her flowers.
Jordan needs her
Yeah.
flowers.
We'll give
Yeah.
her flowers. As
I
long as
don't
she
know
don't eat
about
them
I don't
shits,
know
we'll be
about
all right.
Whitey over there. I don't know
Yeah,
about
Whitey-
that. But listen, we gonna
Whitey
holla at
That's
y'all.
Sophie.
That's Sophie.
That's Sophie.
Right, we out of here. We gonna holla at y'all next week. You heard?
All right, peace.
All right.